Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Aaron Herman. We're here at the AZM Biennial National Assembly. We're going to meet with leaders to hear more about what they're doing in our community. Let's take a closer look. As a community leader, you have really transformed many organizations. And we're living in difficult times. Post October 7th, we're seeing the rise of anti-Semitism, anti-Jewishness, anti-Israel. As a leader, what do you think organizations should be doing now? And how can people sort of mobilize together to do good and to what I say break the narrative that's out there?
I think there's several things here. Certainly, like you said, October 7th is a seminal moment, something that deeply affected so many in our community, and of course in Israel. And we have to focus on ourselves first. We need to be strong. We need to build connections among organizations, among people. We need to connect our young people in Israel and all over the world. We need to support those that have suffered the consequences since October 7th in Israel, whether it's the reservists or people traumatized by what happened. But the main thing is to focus on our heritage, on our peoplehood, and our common values. And through that unity, we can move forward and we can be strong and deal with all the other issues that are always going to be there, unfortunately.
I was at the JFNA GA a couple weeks ago. I got to interview a lot of different leaders. And one of the things that came out is actually like there's this trauma that's in Israel right now. Well, like there's been more talk about it now, and there's initiatives that are now in place to try to help. What are you seeing, I guess, from where you sit on many different boards? How are we coping with this new, especially with the trauma that's happening in Israel post October 7th?
I think there's a deep awakening among a lot of the Jewish community that we need to band together, and it's woken up a lot of people that maybe weren't as engaged. So there's great engagement, there's great responsiveness, both financially and with volunteerism, to really help out and be supportive. So I'm hopeful. You know, my parents were Holocaust survivors, and the people that they were around, all survivors, were some of the most hopeful people I ever met in my life. And so we always have to have that perspective that we as a people and as a community have suffered greatly, and October 7th was tremendous suffering and trauma. But we have a resilience, we have a beautiful heritage, we have great amount of peoplehood and common values that we can build off of. And it's important to be secure, to have strong institutions, to have physical security. But what good are the buildings if they're not going to be filled with people, young people particularly, that are energized, that are feeling great? And so the programs, I'm privileged to chair the board at the Jewish Agency, and we're doing incredible programs about resilience. We have Israel Experience programs. We have Israelis coming to the world, to summer camps and to college campuses, and learning each other about our common values and the things that we feel good about. So that's what we have to build. We have to build that kind of connection to stay strong.
One of the things that I've seen, I've been personally involved in, it was like, I guess, the startup scene, right? Post October 7th, there was a lot of innovation, people doing a lot of different things. One of my good friends, this guy Daniel Rosen, he started, when he was at NYU, TorchPack, and he calls himself like originally an armchair general, right? He's involved in a lot of organizations, but really didn't see. But after October 7th, he wanted to do something. And so he started, he called me and a couple other people to come together to solve a big issue, specifically even on social media, right? And when you look at what's happening, especially the narrative, right? What are you hearing from?
It's exciting. It's tremendous energy. I mean, President Herzog spoke here earlier. There's an initiative called Kol Ha'am, Voice of the People, and you see young people and older people from all over the world, like your friend, that are doing incredible initiatives, incredible volunteering, incredible organizations and startups being started. And that's important. Yeah. At the same time, there are big things to do. We have to rebuild Israel, for instance, and to build 1,000 housing units in the kibbutzim in the Gaza envelope. Those big things need big institutions to do it.
Right.
So the Jewish Agency, for instance, teaming with the government of Israel and working together with the banking system to make it happen. So you need the combination. You need the startups, but you also need big, to do large-scale things. You need big thinking.
It's about like really scalability, right?
Yes.
And so I was in Israel this past summer. My son put on his tefillin, and the summer before I was volunteering for Taglit Birthright Israel, and you saw like this change, right? Even from 2 summers ago, you're seeing this resilience, and you're seeing this like the day after type of moments now, where you know saying like, yes, we need to build, right? And so what does it take to build? Like as a builder yourself, like professionally?
I think you have to roll up your sleeves and get involved.
Yeah.
2026 coming up. Thankfully, we're in a better place than 2 years ago. People need to go to Israel if they can go.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't go to Israel, go to your local community. Get engaged, whether it's in the schools or the summer camps or the volunteer programs. Get engaged. Get off your tush and get to work, because it's good to help others, but it's good for your own sake, for your own neshama, to be part of something larger than yourself.
Right.
And so if you can make the trip to Israel, if you can meet the shlichim or Israelis in your community, if you know a way to be helpful to the reservists or to the people in Israel, that's how you do it.
Right.
And that's how you become strong.
Yeah. And to go back to your shlichim, so my son has a very strong connection to the shaliach, right? And he invited him over for a Shabbat thing, and it was amazing to see these shaliachs and how they connect to these kids. You know, to be able to, like, he said, like, yeah, I use some ChatGPT, and then I use this, but like to see that, right? And I remember I said to Haggai, I said, like, what I saw there was like you're showing the love for Israel. Like you brought the love for Israel here, and then you're giving them like that, like you're the face of Israel, right?
That personal connection is so important, especially now with social media and the obsession with the digital world, which is real and it's present. But the bonds that I'm fortunate to see, I get to visit summer camps, I get to visit communities, I get to see what's going on in Israel in terms of rebuilding. It's wonderful. It's exhilarating, and it gives us all hope for a better future.
Thank you so much for all your work.
Okay.
Really do appreciate it.
Am Yisrael.
Hi.
Thank you.
As you can see, at the AZM Biennial National Assembly, we met some incredible leaders doing amazing things in our community. This is Aaron Herman. Thanks for watching.